Yep.
But yeah, I remember the days when the boys, my two boys, you know, didn't didn't understand the deal.
Yep.
It's very sad. Hey,
Yeah, it's
Steve.
been thrilling.
Yeah. Well, I know. I know it got dark and like all of a sudden I'm like super tired at 6 o'clock.
That's the way I am too, Kayla.
Like, oh my God. Ugh. So Maria, we're expecting Joe, right?
Yes, as
Didn't
far as I know,
you? Okay.
and may have to sign out and sign back in
Those two.
because I cannot connect to YouTube to live stream.
Okay.
So let me see if I pop out, I don't think I'll lose anybody,
Okay.
but I'm gonna see if I can without losing anybody.
Don't lose yourself.
So I think if I try to cancel, everybody goes with me. Unless I get kicked out. Hold on, let me see if I can work it. Okay, I'm gonna assign you as the boss just in case.
Okay.
Back, reclaiming my host. Oh, you can't even see me. I'm over here.
I know. What happened to you?
My camera's like jacked up for some reason. I'm really here.
Hmm.
I know I'm short, but this is ridiculous. Hi. This is ridiculous. Yeah, for some reason I cannot get the town email, the town YouTube to show up. So we will have to connect it tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see what
Um,
this again.
there you are.
Hi.
That was okay. So I think we're all here. So I will open up our Inland Wetlands Agency meeting of Monday, November 3rd, 2025 at 7:02 p.m. We have Anna Loss, Lee Schumacher, Joe Boudreau, Steve Lowry, myself as agency members all present. We have our staff member, Maria, and I guess that's all on the panelist part. Okay, so is this a place where we should add any additions to the agenda? Did Maria go away?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Hold on, here I am, but I do have someone who's trying to get onto the meeting tonight who can't get on. So hold on just 1 second.
Okay. She had mentioned that there were some late additions, so I just want to see if we should just
Okay,
note that we're going to have for receipt.
Yeah, for receipts. Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, very sad, right? We had no receipts for next month.
Okay, sorry about that. One of the violation called and said he couldn't get on the meeting. We do have some new receipts. We can talk about that at receipt time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2 new receipts. Yes.
We can start with application 25-39, 43 Green Springs Drive. This was received last month, so this is our first time discussing it. It's to remove an existing above-ground pool and replace with an in-ground pool within the 100-foot review area. And it looks like we have the applicant.
Yes, we do.
Yes, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so if Andrew wants to talk, but I did want to let you know that I did go out to this site. I think I had said that in my staff report. I was out to the site a couple times, and he's going to explain to you what his application is about, and I'm going to try to see if I can supplement with anything.
Okay. Well, that would be great. If you want to go ahead and give us a brief overview, that'd be great.
Perfect. Thank you. And
So just
thank you,
state your name
Maria.
and address, Andrew. Okay.
Yep. Andrew Magliola, 43 Green Springs Drive. Yeah, so essentially the application here is to remove an existing above ground pool and replace it with an in-ground pool within the 100-foot review area. You can see from the diagram here, it's got the shape and size of the proposed pool along with the patio around it. It's got some detail regarding the retaining wall that would be needed to retain the slope and prevent erosion. It's also got some detail regarding the silt fencing and the dewatering area, which I believe is over to the right on the screen there. But yeah, we had Davison Environmental come out and they did mapping of the wetlands, and then we had a new site plan drawn up in accordance with the surveyor and the pool company. Maria and her team have been extremely helpful, helping me put this together in the best way we thought possible. But that is the, I guess, summary of it. So I don't know if you guys have any specific questions or anything I can help detail.
Any questions from agency members?
Was the 33 by 30 or 22, is that just the pool or does that include the surrounding deck around it as well?
And that's the size of the pool.
Okay. Will there be deck around that?
Yeah, there will be patio around it and deck around that.
And will that be like on that, I guess, southern part that's closer to the wetland?
Yes, yeah. So that line, almost a rectangle with the curved corner there, that's the proposed patio area, which will be
Okay.
existing of primarily concrete. And that's why we added the need for the retaining wall to maintain the grade and prevent erosion.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at an old version.
No, you're okay. There were a few different revisions of this, so I don't blame you.
There's a pool there now, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes, Lee, it's you can see it faintly. This area here
Yeah, yeah.
is a large above ground pool with a deck, which the
Mhm.
deck will be going away, and
Yep, deck will be removed as well.
the
So
new
the retaining wall is necessary because the new pool's going to cut into the slope, is that, what's the existing pool on? There's no retaining wall for the existing pool, is that correct?
No, there is not.
no, there's just a slope.
And how tall is the new retaining wall going to be?
Maria, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's roughly 2 feet.
2 feet. Yep, it's roughly 2 feet,
Okay.
which is essentially almost the size of the slope.
Yeah. So is the concrete, you said it's a concrete patio, so it's impervious?
I believe so.
And is there, so it's an above ground pool with a deck, but that sounds like
Yes.
it might be pervious surface right now, so the rain can run through the deck.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
there
right?
is no deck around that back area now. As you can kind of see faintly in the picture, it's that kind of rectangle off to the right of the
Mm-hmm.
pool. That's the only area where the deck is currently. It does
And there
not
is
currently
some
go around back.
existing, yeah, there's some existing patio right here.
Yep.
which
Okay,
is
but
the main-
they're adding impervious surface.
Yes, they're adding a patio. Right now, there's a retaining wall and patio here, And this will be the deck, the coping or decking around the pool.
And where's the water gonna run then? Because I mean, it's going right towards the wetlands, probably.
Yeah, Maria, I don't recall if we covered that when you guys came out. I know,
So
I think that,
yeah,
sorry.
this is why he has it's gonna run essentially drain to the wetlands this way and that way.
Mm-hmm. And that's vegetated?
It is now with, there's some gravel there from when they must have put the original pool in. So the original pool, I think I had mentioned at the receipt, at the time, the wetland was, a 50-foot setback. Um, the original documentation that was permitted shows the wetlands 70 feet away from the edge of this pool right here. But you could tell that it's been, manipulated and it was kind of like pushed up so they had a flat ground. And there's some all over here on this edge, there's some stone or gravel, and then just basically, invasives that are kind of like essentially holding it up. Um, he was not, we suggested doing some plantings in order to, to stabilize it more.
Well, yeah. And if you're adding impervious surface on the sloped area, the water's gonna have to go somewhere.
Have you considered any
Understood.
alternatives to a concrete deck? Like
So
pavers or something?
yeah, pavers have been reviewed as well. We've been working with a patio company that works in conjunction with the pool company. So we've been proposed concrete and pavers.
And right now you're leaning towards concrete is what I'm hearing, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Mainly due to the cost. Pavers obviously raise things quite a bit. So
Okay.
Other questions?
Will any trees need to be taken down?
No.
no,
Pardon.
yeah. No, sorry, I appreciate it, Maria. All of the area within this proposed where the new structure is going to be is already disturbed from the existing pool. There are no trees that need to be taken down. Just like Maria mentioned, there are some invasives that we'd have to kind of push back a little
Yeah,
bit, but nothing
they're
major.
he's showing a tree line, but it's not exactly 100% for some reason which is why we went back out there. The tree line is literally where all the wetland flags are.
Okay.
There's some brush, and in some invasives, but the trees are really over here or even actually maybe a little further back. So I don't know why it showed a tree line, but there's definitely no trees. And the pool was staked out. He had, the edges of the pool were staked out in patio. So
Um, so when you say invasives, I'm assuming you're talking about shrubs, maybe, and not bigger things than shrubs.
there was some like
No.
vines and things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that the area that's proposed for planting?
Along,
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe so, right, Maria? It'll
yeah,
be
along the base
close
over
to it,
here
yeah.
where it slopes
Because
beyond.
that would, I mean, if you're going with concrete and you're going to have impervious surface, you're going to add runoff to what you already
Mhm.
have there on a slope. It seems like we would want to see a vegetated buffer so that whatever, in addition to helping with any erosion from
Mhm.
the construction, you'd want to have a vegetative buffer to mitigate the runoff that you're going to be generating by adding this extra surface area.
Now, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken, Andrew, the
Yes.
plan is to try to get the pool dug this year and the patio wouldn't be until the spring, right?
Yeah, ideally, from the way I understood it, the best plan of action would have been to have the pool dug and then allow the ground to settle over the winter for at least a few months and then do the patio sometime in the spring.
So you have time to think about options for the patio or,
Correct.
okay.
Okay, so it looks like that new plan doesn't, I mean, it has the new dimensions for the pool and the patio, but it doesn't have a planting plan on
No,
there. Okay.
no. So I don't know if I can't remember if I had said it in my staff report or not, but we had just gone out, I think it was last Thursday.
Yep.
And
29.
discussed some other options that once I got the new plan,
Okay.
that discussed some things that should probably be done. And Andrew reached out to the surveyor and he could not, like the dewatering, I think was supposed to be added on here, but the surveyor was away this week, so could not add any,
Yeah.
to the
Unfortunately, he was out of
updated
town.
plan. Yeah,
Okay.
prior to the meeting, so.
Okay. And the dewatering, it looked like in the staff report it's going to be a bag and
Yes,
okay. And
yeah,
it'll be off to the whatever
somewhere over here, I would believe.
over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
This is where we're the flattest, area, that we thought made sense. And then the construction, they were gonna enter from this way.
Right. And is that, I'm assuming that retaining wall is going to be sufficient to hold everything in place?
That's beyond me. That would
Yes.
be up to the engineer. Um,
Okay.
yeah, the only thing
Yeah.
I
When
did
I,
was, we did, I'm sorry, Andrew, to step.
no, please go ahead.
We did mention to him if there was any way to shift the pool, maybe turn it a little. So like this section, maybe bring this one up a little bit. So it
Mm-hmm.
kind of fit more in this area, but it brought it too close to the septic. So, which it's only, the existing area, it's only going to be 27 feet off the septic in this position. So,
Mm-hmm.
and has to maintain a 25-foot, separation distance.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm happy to hear from other people, but I guess given, this proposed idea of having concrete on a slope, adding this extra water, on a in an area that's already, as your staff report indicated, showing signs of erosion, I do think a detailed planting plan, and being a vegetated buffer that can serve twofold purposes here would be useful um, to have.
I have one more question
Okay.
too. I may have missed it, but in Mr. Davidson's report, is there a reason why he didn't comment on the impact to the wetlands?
No reason in particular. I did reach out to him after the fact and asked him his opinion. And from what he shared via email, he did not think that it would have any impact on it. I don't know why he didn't put it in his report, but that was via email communication.
Maria, do you have a copy of that email? It wouldn't be bad to have that in the file, I would think.
No, well,
Yeah,
I have
Maria,
an
I'm
email
happy to forward it
exchange.
to you.
Yes, thank you. I have an email exchange with Andrew when I asked if Davison had commented on or would be willing to, and he reached out to him. Andrew reached out to Davison, and he said that he didn't see an impact, but he would be willing to update a report if he needed to. So and he
Yep.
didn't, we just
I
didn't get it.
think, I think there was a comment about there was some percolation rate, I think, between the patio and the wetlands. So there was a comment that any runoff would not be directly to the wetlands. But yeah, I don't believe he said there'd be minimal impact at all.
Well, I think the record should contain at least the email exchange.
Yes. Oh, Of course, I can present that. And when I did speak with him, he said he can provide like a formal recommendation or additional report if needed. I don't, again, I can ask why it wasn't included in the original, but he did not make note of it.
That's okay with me.
Yeah, and sometimes it's also a matter of how you what you ask for as well.
What's the nature of the wetlands? I can see on the air photos, it's forested. Is it relatively flat? It goes down to what, Oil Mill Brook?
I believe so. Yeah, it's relatively flat. It's not extremely sloped or anything like that. But yeah, I can't recall the name of the brook that it flows back to directly.
Well, map says it's Oil Mill, so.
Yes,
Okay.
it's definitely
Well,
wooded.
Is that fairly wet or, I mean, I know a lot of things were dry this end of this summer, but
Mhm.
is the ground itself back there? I know it's wetland, but there's wetland and there's not so wetland.
Yeah,
Something I
no,
walk on or,
yeah. So I've been able to walk on it, no problem. I've been here 3 years now, and we have not seen any sort of issue or very wet, at back of the yard or even around the pool area when I'm back there cleaning it or skimming it or anything. So there hasn't been any. I
Puddling or
haven't
ponding.
noticed anything. Yeah, nothing to make note of. Nothing I've seen.
what's the square footage of the patio and pool area gonna be, roughly?
That's you, Andrew.
Yeah, and
I know,
I don't know if I have that number on hand, but I can find out and confirm.
I know the pool is 34 by 20.
Yep, 34 by 20. I don't know if they included the square footage of the patio, but when he gets back from being out of town, I can certainly confirm that.
Pool's a kind of hard thing to say because a lot of times you get rain and there's no runoff from them. Other times you get a lot of rain and they overflow, so. And they go down the drain. Didn't seem to me like it was an awfully large surface area, even though it is impervious. That, I'm not saying that we shouldn't look at a planted buffer line though.
That's the pool plan. And I think this is all a sitting shelf.
Yeah.
It's not very deep.
Mhm. No, I think the maximum depth is going to be about 5.5 feet.
So no diving
Question
board.
for Andrew.
No, no diving board. Probably better off for the kids anyways.
So question for Andrew, does
Yes.
this pool need to be backwashed? And if so, where would you direct the backwash to?
The current pool or the
No,
new proposed
the
pool?
one you were talking about, the proposed pool.
Yeah,
Is it salt
so
water or
no,
chlorine?
it's not salt water, it's chlorine.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
yep, you'll need to
no,
direct backwash somewhere and those wetlands will look inviting.
yeah, no, not so luckily the where the filter is now is where I'm hoping to have it. It wouldn't be going directly back into the wetlands. It would be going towards if you're looking at the plan, not directly back, but more to the right into the yard area. That's the easiest spot for it. So yeah, no, it would not go back directly into the wetlands.
I was just looking at your pool quote to see what type of filter it was, because most of them don't backwash anymore. Most of them are cartridged. But I don't see where it says it.
Yeah, I think it might be in the I don't know if you have the actual like pool quote that I
Yeah,
provided
I
originally,
do.
the itemized receipt. Okay, if it's not in there, I can double check. I believe the new one is cartridge, because the one we have now requires backwashing, but this one's almost 20 years old, so.
Mine's from 1983. It's a pain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have the cartridge. I have the DE cartridge.
yeah, I'm learning as I go here. As I was not privy to all the things that backwashing a filter entailed until we moved in. So glad I won't have to hopefully do it anymore.
Okay. So I guess we have we can act on this tonight, or we can wait to get the application with all of the information on it, so we're approving exactly what we're approving, which is ideally what we would do. It, I guess there. So part of it would be the planting plan. What else is not on the plan now that we've been discussing?
Dewatering, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, the dewatering. I mean, so recognizing that I know you do want to get this dug, but it'd be helpful for us to have that information more in hand and more specific, especially the planting plan, like where you're going to do it and what you intend to put there, if
Okay.
you intend to do that.
Yeah, if you guys are recommending that, then yeah, we can absolutely make sure to include it.
I think just
Um,
seeing where the retaining wall drain discharges to, like which side of the retaining wall.
okay. To have that on there as well. And I don't, it's not in the close-ups. Let me see.
Um,
No, because I think that's just the pool.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the concrete wall will should have some weep holes in it, but if it's 2 feet high, you're not gonna get a lot of drainage out of it. Because it's coming from the house and you've already got footing drains at the house, so that's picking up water.
Yeah, I think the building code or health code requires drainage if it's 3 feet or higher. So this little wall won't require drainage.
the standard on the plan says it have a 4-inch diameter drain pipe with filter fabric. I don't know if that's just a typical, like a standard.
Sometimes it is.
Okay.
It may be, it's like I said, you're not gonna get a whole lot of water draining out of that much soil at 2 feet.
Okay.
But that's not saying anything about the drainage off the concrete patio, which I don't think will be much of a problem, but definitely a planting plan. Just to
Got it.
make sure we have something before the wetlands.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like, I mean, we have the pool dimensions, but I don't think we have the patio dimensions. Is that right?
No.
I mean, okay. That would be helpful to have as well. Which I imagine your surveyor engineer person can do. But I think, so yes, understanding more about the dewatering is useful, and being specific about the planting plan would be helpful.
Okay.
Does that sound good to everyone else?
Sounds good to me. So we'll talk about it next month again, I guess, right? Once we got a new plan.
Yeah, I mean, for some plans, I think we've been okay with less, without all the detail, but when we start having multiple things, it's helpful to have all the detail on a plan that we're approving.
No, completely understand. It's my first time going through this, so forgive me for
Oh,
not getting everything in there. But I will definitely. I'll work with Maria and the surveyor and everybody. We'll make sure we get everything corrected and addressed and resubmit.
okay. Yeah, no, and
Okay.
this is this is typically what happens. So
All right, good. So it's not just me.
no, there's usually a back and forth and refinement of the plan, and so this is all totally on par with everything. So yes, if that's okay, that would be great to have. So, on record, we'll have what we're approving is what will be on what you submit. So that'd be great.
Got it. All right, perfect. And just to make sure I have everything here. So the notes I have are the dewatering area, the planting plan, patio dimensions, and more specifics on where the retaining wall or where the drainage would go from the patio.
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay. Perfect.
Just getting that email from Davidson.
Oh, right. Thank you, Anna.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
he'll send
okay.
that, he'll send that to me, so, and I can add that in.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you for the reminder. I'll add that to my notes and make sure I get that to Maria ASAP.
All right. Well, thank you. And thank you for being so flexible and accommodating.
Of course, thank you all for taking the time to review everything. So I will, I'll get to work on all that and we'll get this resubmitted as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
We need a motion to continue.
I don't
No,
think so because
Okay.
we're within the
Yep.
we're within our time frame. Our next application is 25-40, 38 Opening Hill Road. This is a modification permit to do a deck, a patio, and landscaping within a 100-foot view area.
now. I don't see the usual suspects here. It's Sam. I was gonna ask Sam if it's you, raise your hand. Okay.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Sorry, this is my first wetlands meeting. I'm a new engineer for Bob Doan.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm also still learning Zoom Workplace because I haven't had to use it before this. So I'm
Are you a
gonna,
Teams guy?
yes, I was.
Okay,
So I'm gonna see if I can share my screen somehow.
perfect. I have it up if you can't. If you'd
I
rather.
wasn't able to see the microphone before and I can't see my camera button, so I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing a share screen option.
Should be along the bottom.
Yeah, it's not.
If it's not, I can share it for you.
If you could do that, that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay, so do you have the one with the landscape overlay by any chance?
I absolutely do.
Awesome. If you could show that one, that would be good.
Are we seeing that?
Yes. So I believe the commission is concerned about the stepping stone path to the top right of the house and its proximity to the vernal pool and the no disturbance area. Is that correct?
Well, how
I
about, go ahead, Kayla.
well, this is our first time discussing it, so we haven't actually said anything about it yet.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
But
for bringing it up.
yeah, so it is. I
I shouldn't
mean,
have said anything.
no, it's in our staff report, and just I'm sure you'll highlight, but there's a no disturbance zone around that vernal pond that was put in when this permit for this house was first done. And so, but go ahead and talk about your stepping
What-
stone
But
thing.
well,
So-
not only that, but the application is specifically for a deck, patio, and proposed landscaping. So the landscaping was kind of like a last minute add-on.
Right, so that wasn't
yeah.
on last time.
Right. So why don't you discuss what they're looking to add, which is,
Correct. So they're looking to add the deck and the patio around the pool and that landscaping and that little stepping stone walkway around the top there. I think that's the main thing that we're trying to talk about tonight because of its proximity to the no disturbance zone and how it goes over that line that was already redefined. And we would like to redefine it to kind of just hug the outside of those stepping stones. And we'd also like to be able to put plantings inside of the no disturbance zone. Mostly because that area is pretty flat right now and there's not a lot of shrubbery and stuff. And we think if we put plantings in there, it could even enhance the wetlands. And if the commission would like to have a say in what types of plants would go in there, our client would be fine with choosing specific plants that the Wetlands Commission sees fit.
Okay. But we are concerned with the whole thing. It's not just the landscaping.
Mhm.
Because I think most of this is in, correct me if I'm wrong, Maria, but some of the patio and this pool, I'm trying to see here, are they also within the 100-foot review? I mean, that's why
Yes,
it got bumped to us because this
So the pool
planting.
is, yeah,
the
go ahead.
pool was already accepted, I believe.
Okay, so the pool, so it's the
Was a
patio and the
previous,
deck.
right, was a previous
Right,
modification, yes. Now
right.
this section, which is why I'm gonna go back to this plan over here, because it's a little cleaner
Okay.
with the landscaping. So the pool was a previous modification that you saw either earlier this year or last year. And now there's a deck and additional patio that's going to be proposed
Within the
Correct.
100-foot
within the
review.
100-foot review.
Okay, and then after this was received last month is when the landscaping thing got
Right.
added.
He-
Right.
Right. Bob Doan, who's the engineer, had said that they had come up with this planting plan and wanted to know if we could possibly discuss it, run it by you, since we were already being presented. And he had sent this plan that showed the overlay of the
Mhm.
landscape
Okay.
plan, overlaid.
Into the no
with
disturb zone.
Right, right.
Correct.
Is
And
there a
some of it
reason that you
overlays
decided?
into this area, yes.
Right. I guess I'm asked, this is for Sam and your client, is given that it's called out as a no disturb zone, is there a particular reason that you are trying to change that? I mean, why try to design something that's already been defined as no disturb?
I believe the landscaper wasn't aware of that when they
Uh-huh.
designed it. So there was a previous design and we told them that that wasn't going to work and if they could cut it back as much as possible. And they cut this all back and those stepping stones are pervious between them. They're just going to be natural rocks. And
And then,
so they're
But you're also saying you want to plant things in a no disturb zone.
we would like to know if our client can maintain and upkeep not only like the landscaping in their property, but the area in the no disturbance zone.
Okay. But recognizing, of course, that there's a reason that it was a no disturb zone. I mean, there's, I guess, part of the point of a no disturb zone is this was identified when this subdivision was put in, and the developer knew this at the time, that there's a vernal pond, and it was agreed that there would be this no disturb zone. And that generally means no mow, no disturb, no plantings, no maintenance.
Okay.
That's what it means. I mean, there's been a lot of modifications on this house. This is the second or third one. And it's pretty clear on the plans. So I don't understand. Not, it's kind of, I guess maybe it's nice that they want to do this, but it's also, there's no point of having a no disturb zone if we just say, oh yeah, of
We
course,
let
go
it
ahead
get
and
disturbed.
yeah,
It's
if we let
getting
it get
disturbed.
disturbed, there's
Correct.
no, then we are,
It's a migratory area.
it's then it's disturbed, and then
Yeah.
you know, and it's generous of them to say we could pick the plantings, but there is a no disturb zone, and that was on the
The
plan
point.
from the get-go.
Yeah.
So the whole point is that is now no mow, no disturb, and there should have been. I haven't been out. There should be, posts in there.
Well,
So
they generally don't put them in until
Until they're done. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
until
not
they're
there,
done.
but it is on the plan. It's been
Yes.
known since this was a subdivision, and I've seen this subdivision come before us numerous times with many modifications on a bunch of these houses there. So, you know, we can talk about and the other agency members can weigh in, but I think, you know, I don't know what kind of, you know, overarching reason there might be for us to say, oh, okay, you can disturb this no disturb zone.
Just me personally, I mean, I see it's an excessive amount of plants, which is, I guess, wonderful. So I wasn't sure about why they went over the line. I'm not sure, Sam, did the landscape architect, I know that Bob overlaid this, but did they kind of go back to the client and the landscape architect and say, see this isn't really supposed to go past this? I mean, or,
So I'm in charge of all the drafting in the office, and I
okay,
was the one who overlaid this. And I
okay,
did the original overlay, and I brought it up to Bob's attention that it did go
okay,
past it.
okay,
So they brought back the amount of landscaping and stuff like that to this version.
okay.
And
So this is the better version.
correct. And we did bring it up again. I'm not entirely sure what the landscape architect has to say because I don't have direct contact with him. That's
Sure.
through
Okay.
Bob.
Fair enough. Okay.
But from what I understand, if you could alter the no disturbance zone, maybe bump it out around that area a little bit, and then maybe remove some area from the bottom right near the well or something. Or if it's a hard line and if that's where it's got to be, then
That's where it
that will
was.
be relayed to the architect.
That's where we put it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where it was put when.
It's gotta
I
be a
mean,
hard line, hard lesson.
It's going to be a hard line.
otherwise, that's what it's there for, and that's why it's on these plans, and that's why it was made clear. And I think this house has gotten bigger, right?
The house got
Yes, it did
bigger.
get bigger.
Yes, the house got bigger, which was the first modification, I believe. And when the house got bigger, that's when they threw the pool on while they were coming back for the enlargement modification.
Correct.
Right. So, I mean, part of this, you know, is incumbent on whoever's deciding to make this bigger. They're now encroaching on a line that was there from the get-go. And this house has been modified to be bigger, and now there's a pool, and now there's a patio. And that no disturbance line is a hard line. That's what it's there for.
Okay. How does the commission feel about having the pervious patio and proposed deck outside
Well,
of that line?
yeah, outside of that line. So we can totally talk about that. So agency members,
I got a question on the proposed patio already.
Okay.
What's there right now?
Right now, there's dirt and there's a second floor balcony that's overhanging part of it.
Okay. And how, now in order to put in the pervious patio with blocks and gravel, you're gonna have to dig stuff out.
Correct.
Well,
The
the how-
site, the
sorry.
site around the house is already disturbed up until the silt fence due to
It's under
construction.
construction. It's not done yet. So it's all dirt already.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was there today and I could send pictures if needed.
'Cause you're gonna be getting a skid steer down in there to move and straighten out the dirt and level it out.
I'm not entirely sure how the contractor would go about it, but there is a trench from the well to the house where the proposed water service line will be. So the area is already pretty disturbed for
Okay.
construction purposes.
All right, well, that's part of the no disturb area too. I mean, people can't
Uh,
get around with equipment into the no disturb area.
No, there's
Patio.
been no disturbance in the no disturbed area.
Because
The
there's a silt fence
the
there.
silt fence
Yep.
line is,
Okay,
yeah, is the limit.
If I could just go back to the stone walkway, it looks like the stone walkway only goes beyond that no disturb silt fence line, by like half a stone. So you guys can keep, if you guys could keep the stone walkway, but just move it a
Tighter.
little bit to the other side,
left a little
I
bit.
think that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, half a stone over, it can be a half a
Yeah.
stone back.
Right.
Okay.
You know, best of both worlds there.
Okay, so there's this proposed pervious patio and this proposed deck is, so the deck is on the second floor? It's,
No,
No.
the deck will be at the first floor level. There's already
Okay.
a second floor balcony that's
that's right, okay.
Right here.
overhanging part of the patio and part of the proposed deck.
I
So
don't
the
think they
deck,
had any elevations. I don't think there's any elevations offered.
yeah,
The 92 contour runs directly into the patio, and drainage is directly to the north on the plan.
so that's where the water's gonna drain?
Yeah, the water will
Away.
drain north away from the vernal pool, almost parallel to the house.
And this is just over land?
Well, it would be whatever doesn't absorb through the patio and the deck would just be sheet flow.
Okay. And the deck is pervious? It doesn't say it's pervious, so the deck is not pervious? You said the patio is pervious,
Right.
The deck would also be pervious. It'd be
Okay.
wood boards with gaps in between.
okay,
So as of now, the proposal is for the patio and the deck. And the agenda says that, so it should be amended to include the stone walkway and landscaping. It's 4 items that we're looking at now.
I believe so,
Yep.
if that's okay.
The agenda I have says deck, patio, and proposed landscaping.
Okay, we'll have to add that stone walkway.
Well, I
Does
guess
that fall under the landscaping?
we considered that landscaping. We didn't itemize everything.
Okay. Right.
okay. And you're saying the construction, it's under construction and there's a silt fence that runs the border of the no disturbance area. So
Yes, and
nothing,
we do, contrary to maybe popular belief, we do go out there. We inspect the
Right.
sites. We have a routine of construction sites that we do weekly. To make sure
Okay.
silt fences are in place and not needing to be, reinforced or
right.
replaced.
Correct. And I was out there today and the silt fence is where it's depicted on the plan and it looked in good
Okay.
condition.
I wasn't out there this week. I was out there last week and drove through the site because there's a couple things going on in that area. So
Okay. So, it sounds like you're managing the water, so it's not draining directly into the wetland. And you've got pervious structures and then sheet flow, which is great. And I guess, Anna, what you're saying is, so I've got an enlarged version of the stone walkway. You're saying if they just scooch it away from, there's only a couple, it looks like, that encroach on the no disturb zone, that if they just shift it, then that should be okay. Is that what you were saying?
I think so. If they're just natural stones that they're placing there, the silt fence goes like right through the middle of some of them. If we can just shift them over a little bit,
so
I
this
think
Right.
that's the
arch over
best of both
here
worlds.
should
The
be
Right. So they
principal
over
can,
here.
right. So shift
Our
that,
line.
shift this, yeah, shift the stones. Yeah, it does look like in this that they're barely on it, so they can just shift it over more and then they're not in that area.
Right.
But
All these
no
plantings.
no landscaping,
No plantings?
no plantings.
Okay.
No. It's no disturb, it's no mow, there's a reason. And
Okay.
we have several of these around town, and everyone, you know, that's what it is. So, and you know, as we've discussed, this house has gotten bigger and added on more, which is why it's getting closer to that. But that's also, you know, in part why it's there. It's to protect um, the wetland.
I agree. Thank you for your insight.
Um, so I'm gonna pull up. Are there other questions or comments? All right. If I mean, we we don't need anything else. Is that right?
I don't think well, I mean, we need a plan showing what we've talked about, but I don't think there's any much else to put on the plan. You wanted to show I mean, do you want to have a map showing where the path is gonna go now, the stone stepway?
Yeah, I think a revised plan, right?
So, yeah, okay.
Well, go ahead, Maria.
Nope, go ahead, you go.
I guess what I was going to say is, if all we're changing on this is saying, you know, take the stuff out, nothing goes in the no disturb zone, and shift that stone, you know, shift those half stones into that area, we can put that as a condition.
Yes,
And we can act on this tonight, because you know, we're not doing, you know, I guess the rest of the plantings, I guess we didn't talk about that per se. The rest of the plantings, are those native plants?
Yes, I believe they're native species. I'm not entirely sure what the landscaper has in mind, but
He did not submit a list. He submitted a plan, but there was no detail.
Yeah, I didn't see. Okay, so we don't know, and
Be
that's
a
also within
condition
the
to
100
add.
foot, but it's,
that's a condition, no invasives, all native plantings.
yeah,
We,
so it should be native plantings. Holy
Native
cow,
plantings.
there's a ton.
yes, yes, did you see that? So, I would recommend, it's obviously up to you, that, on the revised, if you're gonna ask for a revised plan, they do a planting schedule
Oh, that's a good idea.
on the revised plan for my review or review.
Okay, so should we, are you suggesting that it might be worth not acting on this tonight and getting
No, I'm not
things?
suggesting that. No, I'm not suggesting
Okay.
that. Yeah. No, I think I personally don't mind if, you acting on it with me reviewing revised plans. But
Okay.
Hey,
it's a
give it to
matter-
Maria, let her earn her keep.
yeah,
I think she does
I get
already.
paid the big bucks.
Okay,
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that
Notice
is
you can't see my face when I say it.
but that is a good idea. So, you know, as I'm gonna share my screen if that's okay with people, and we can at least take a look at this draft. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
This is our draft resolution. So we have two here, and I believe what we're speaking of is probably three conditions.
Yes, I'm typing as you say, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't made a motion, but I want to float this before we just that we would be clear that there will be no disturbance within the no disturbance zone.
Mhm.
That the stone pathway can shift a little and remain, but just be outside the no disturbance area, and that we'd like to see the planting list and have native plants and a planting schedule on a revised survey.
Okay.
Does that sound what, for the agency members, does that sound okay?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, so, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve application 25-40, 38 Opening Hill Road, with the following conditions. The first two that you can see on the screen. And then the condition that we highlight that there's to be no disturbance within the already delineated no disturbance zone, that the stone pathway be shifted to be outside the no disturbance area, that the plantings be added to the plan and be native species, and that there should be a planting schedule added to the plan as well. That's my motion.
I'll
Second,
second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Maria, did I miss one?
A revised plan, condition 3, revised plan that illustrates the walkway shifted outside the no disturbed area, and a planting plan with native species be added to the revised plan. And what else did you want? And no,
And just highlighting that there's to be no disturbance in the no disturbance zone. I think
yeah,
just
it's gonna be, yeah.
reiterate. Um,
And it may,
Other-
it may be redundant, but you might add a clause in when we're asking for the planting schedule to specify it's for the plants outside of the no disturbance zone.
oh, yeah, they should be natives.
I
And they
have
should
that.
be-
Schedule of
Okay.
native species be added to the revised plan for the
Plantings outside of the
plantings outside of the no disturbance zone. Okay, hold on.
this is our discussion phase, so other comments from the agency members?
No.
Nope, sounds good.
Okay,
All right. All in favor of our motion? Raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
right. Any opposed? Any again, abstaining? All right, unanimous. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
let me find
right.
the agenda. Okay, so, we have receipts.
So we do have two added receipts. We did have just so if you are not aware, we have converted to no paper permit applications. We have converted to all online submissions through our View Cloud permitting software, which is where we do all our building permitting.
Okay.
And it took a bit to get off the ground. There is some little kinks in it, like how we don't have to put the documents in a document center anymore. They're going to be coming in. You're going to be linking to these permits, to the permit software. So we did receive an application, and it came in, and it's received, but we could not fathom how to connect it. So one of the applications is for 126 Deepwood Drive, and it is actually a flood control project from the 70s that the town has not maintained very well or at all, and we are under federal orders to clean it, remove brush, weeds, overgrowth trees, and to preserve the integrity of the channel and the dam. So we were put under a federal order, I guess, a couple of years ago, and we're finally trying to get it off the ground to actually do it. So that application was received again, but it just didn't make it onto the agenda. And there are some attachments which you can see. We'll get it up and running, so you'll see it next month. I may be able to, just so you can get an idea of how large it is. That's kind of like the area. It's on Deepwood Drive.
Okay, this isn't street drainage, it's
No,
more than that.
no, it's a flood. Yeah, it's a flood control structure so the properties don't flood. Like I said, that was created in the 70s and it was never maintained, and it's USDA issued an order to us a couple of years ago that it had to be cleaned or to the Department of Public Works.
Was this a subdivision that was built many years ago that
Yes,
and
yes.
it flooded and the town and it
It's
had,
before, it was built before wetlands, yes.
yeah, well, I don't mean before
Yeah.
wetlands, I mean
Yeah.
the flood
Probably
control
shouldn't.
was done
It's
right after the subdivision was approved.
So that is one receipt. It's, it's a large swath of land. It's not really walkable. We have aerial photos, and extensive, documentation on it. So you'll see that next month. So that was received. The other receipt that we had came in at 11:45 on Friday afternoon. We close at 12. So unfortunately, again, so it came into our permitting system. It was something that just came in the door as I was like, walking out the door. I didn't really get to put eyes on it yet, but it is considered received. It is 441 Opening Hill Road. It is a subdivision referral for 6 lots. It's a regulated activity, as well. A private road with a wetlands crossing, creation of wetlands. It's a lot of things. There is the online application. There's a plan. There's no drainage report, no functions and values, no assessments, no other things that came with it. So, because it is received, I you have your right to ask for, as with any of these receipts, to walk it if it's going to be a significant activity, third-party reviews, etc. and whatnots.
Okay, so it's a 6 lot subdivision with
Referral
wetland
and regulated
referral
activity
and regulated activity.
with a wetland crossing. So similar to Horse Pond Road.
Okay, so yeah, and we had a third party there, right?
Yes.
And that's a significant activity. And if they're creating wetlands, it does sound like, you guys can also say, but it sounds like that really falls squarely within our significant activity designation, along with a third party review,
So,
especially but haven't, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I agree.
yeah, I mean, I haven't, truthfully, I haven't even laid eyes on the plan yet.
Okay.
So I looked at briefly, I just got the paper document and the check today, FedEx. So it's your call whether you wanted to wait and hear somebody next month, and look at it and then, make your decisions, or make your decision, this month.
I'd like to see the plan. I know it came in late. You haven't got that all settled out yet.
Yes, and that's the one of the we were talking about today, like we may have to start instituting some kind of deadline, because that's why they are not on the agenda.
Yeah, state statute though, what does
Yeah.
it say? If it's in the office 3 days before the meeting,
It doesn't say
It's
3, but yeah, it's in tech, yeah. It doesn't say 3.
it's not,
We
yeah,
reviewed it today.
it's a definition
Yeah.
in the statute.
Well, I mean,
So they're received. They're
Yeah, or they're
absolutely
received.
received. Yeah. It's just your choice, when you want to, you'll hear them both next month. It's just, you
right.
don't have to say today whether you want it to be significant or walk or etc. You can wait, or you can do it today.
Maybe we wait
That's-
and give ourselves that time to be
Yeah,
able to
we-
look at the materials.
That
Okay.
and Thanksgiving's coming up. It's gonna be hard to schedule a site visit, I think.
Especially if we haven't even seen yet.
I think it sounds like a significant activity, but
6-lot subdivision.
just wait.
Yeah,
Well,
What
I
road
mean,
was that on again?
I'm
opening
sorry,
hill.
Opening Hill, 441
Oh,
Opening Hill.
So I guess I totally understand that, but if they're doing a crossing and want to create wetlands, um, I don't, probably will be a significant activity. I guess the part of not, so this is a question for Maria. If we wait, how far, and we want a third party review, which I imagine,
So the only thing that they did by getting this in is they started their clock. And you can't,
right,
haven't looked at anything. So by
right,
getting it in 15 minutes before the end of day had to be received today, but there's not much to look at. So, because it didn't make it onto the agenda with the attached, we haven't attached the agenda to any.
right,
So, it it goes its course. They will, if it ends up being the significant activity in a public hearing, at some point they will have to probably grant an extension because it's going to be, they started their clock today.
right.
So it's not
Okay.
gonna really put anything, the public hearing can last, we've had them where we've had to ask for extensions because we haven't heard all, what we needed to
Right.
hear. So I
So-
don't think it's not like it's gonna really speed
is
it
it-
up or
is it-
prolong it,
Okay.
Is
no.
it safe to assume they submitted the Planning and Zoning Commission application today also?
Nope, they did not.
Okay, because I know wetlands has to be in first, at least.
Yes, they did not. As far as I know,
Okay.
I don't see those, and I know Aaron did not say that. They go to her. And this is either sidebar, but additionally, we also lost Iting to a different department. She moved on. So these all got transferred to, these receipts now got transferred to us. They would have normally gone to her first. But Aaron did not say, I know I saw this. Aaron didn't mention that she saw the planning and zoning one come through. And I actually talked to the engineer today, who was, I guess, trying to, apologize. Like I had no idea it was coming. It just kind of showed up in the queue. So,
Okay. Well then,
it is what it is, but, I think
but then that's yeah, that's, yeah. Go ahead.
it just might have been, and sometimes they think because you have to receive the wetlands, they'll try to get it in because they know that there's already a 30-day kind of wait. But it doesn't really, it doesn't really help if it's not prepared, we're
Well,
not.
no, if we have no chance to look at it, we can't have any,
Right,
No
Right.
comment,
input,
right.
No requests. Mhm.
yeah, that 30-day wait doesn't excuse the timeline in
Right.
the statute either.
right. So,
okay,
Can do an extension on the tail end too, so.
Yeah,
which more than likely will have to happen. There might have to be, they might have to request an extension. Or
okay.
grant an extension to us.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, I agree. It is hard to, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be significant and we'll probably want a third party, but we
Right,
haven't seen it, so we can wait and just see it next month and, yeah, I mean, we can't. I agree. I think that makes sense to wait. All right, so we'll just receive these. And so I guess, Maria, I guess I would ask another, do you suspect that the flood control is going to be a significant activity?
that we have, it's under an order, like,
Oh, it's under an order.
we're
Okay,
under a federal order to clean it.
okay. So
Yeah,
it's going to be what it is.
it's going to be what it is.
Okay.
Yes. We're under a federal order. We're actually
It's been-
behind on the
it's been
federal
2
order to
years,
clean
though.
it.
Okay. All
Like, we're
right.
2 years behind on having to do it,
we
so.
can have our democracy, and if they don't like our decision, then they go ahead and do it anyways.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. All right. Well, so great. So we've received these. We will look forward to them next month.
yes,
And we'll move on to our section 13. So we have 25-41, 259 Munger Town Road.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
it looks
a
like,
septic.
oh, a septic, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
easy peasy.
Yep.
And then we have enforcement. We have a new enforcement. We have 39 Liberty Street. Looks like there was, from the pictures, there was some.
I did
Um,
add, I do have to apologize. I'm adding Craig Schultz. He's the owner. I did add some more. I went out there today and looked at it from the Liberty Street side. The pictures that I had were from Boston Post Road. But I did add some more. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see them. I did add some late in the day.
I
Okay.
looked at them just before the meeting, so maybe
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Was anything disturbed actually in wetlands?
So, just to tee this up before Mr. Schultz speaks, this came in as a complaint from a neighbor that there was some clearing. Unfortunately, I believe I was out of the office that day. And I followed up when I returned. Looked at a plan was nice, and she had a whole site plan of the neighborhood that she had done, and I went by there and took the pictures that I did. And as I was preparing to do an enforcement letter, Mr. Schultz had come in to speak to the building department about doing some work on his house. And I was called out there for zoning. And ironically enough, when I heard the address, I said, oh, wait a minute. So it's like I was just writing you. So yes, there was some trees to my count. There were some trees removed, and there's 20 trees, I believe, that were removed, and there was some clearing of vegetation. It looked like at the time grading, deposits of wood chips. I spoke to Todd Anderson, who had done the survey, called me Friday afternoon before I left. And he is there was some wetland flags there. Doesn't look like anything is in the wetlands. Some of the flags are there, some of them are missing. Todd had called me Friday and said that he had gotten the enforcement letter I did a week or so ago. Craig finally contacted him. He was going to go and re-flag, but he was not going to be able to do it before tonight. And I went out there today to see, what actually was done. I can't honestly tell, Steve. There's nothing in the water. It looks like there's a nice buffer still from some of the pictures if you've seen them. But I can let Craig speak as to why he did what he did, or if anybody has any questions, as I'm bringing up these pictures. Craig, would you like to say hello, your name, and
Yes.
what your address is?
Yep, Craig Schultz, 39 Liberty Street. Thank you everyone for taking your time. I started with, we purchased a lot next to 39, so
Which
it's
is
on the
1008 Boston Post Road, yes.
yeah, and it was kind of came in on a funny corner, and it was there was a lot of vegetation, like invasive vines. There were the trees were kind of swallowed up by all these vines, and they were bending over. A lot of them were broken, but you couldn't get through there. But this, from my understanding at the time, I thought that I could cut some trees that were not in the wetlands. Maria was very helpful today. She explained more clearly how this works, so I have a better understanding. But so I made a point of not going into the wetlands. You could see it, and then there was a large buffer, as Maria just had mentioned. We left the buffer all the way along where the road goes on the north side of the property. And the trees so I took a couple trees down, then we went a little further to the west, and the vines were so big, all the trees were deformed. It was like they were killing the trees. So I took it upon myself to say, okay, well, I'm definitely all in favor of the trees, of planting trees. I've planted a lot of trees on the property, but my plan was to put back, you know, like some maybe oak trees or maple trees, something that would be, that they would have a chance to grow on their own without, I couldn't preserve the trees that were there and have them a nice lot. And I didn't, fully understand the significance or, you know, how might have been frowned upon. So I took the liberty to cut those trees with the intentions of putting back better specimens, or now that I'm learning more sitting in this meeting, I guess, native, I think you're referring to them as native trees, or something that would be more acceptable in this area, not like a ornamental trees. I had reached out after I met with Maria today. She was able to, you know, fill me in on that. I contacted someone up in Killingworth, and they informed me, yeah, sometimes that they do have some of these types of trees that they have available. And oh, and then Maria said I may have to, depending how the meeting goes, come up with a plan or see what the committee recommends to repair, or for to see what your recommendations are. I'm repeating myself. I did not realize the
So-
significance of that zone, but I felt like I was being protective, and I was adamant not going into the wetlands. So I was on the edge of it, outside of the edge of it.
So I'm just going to interject here. I have some pictures that we originally looked at the property. This is from the Boston Post roadside. And from here, I was shocked. I assumed the way this is here, we thought this was a gigantic pile of wood chips. Which is why when I issued the order, it was to cease what he was doing and to remove any, you know, the fill. I ended up talking to Todd Anderson, who's a, you know, engineer land surveyor, and went back today onto this side of the property. And technically what this is it's a mound of ledge rock. So it wasn't necessarily, there was wood chips on it. It wasn't necessarily a large berm of wood chips, which is what I thought it was. There is a great deal of already lawn in place. It's an existing lot. I have one picture, I think that is a view from, if I can find it, from the actual, yeah, see, this is all rock underneath. I don't know where my picture is. I had one picture of a view from I guess this might be it. This is essentially the property line of Liberty Street in the lot on Boston Post Road. As I said, I did count 22 trees. Craig, you did plant in all these arborvitaes, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
With the intention of adding some deciduous trees, you know, spread out like in a natural kind of formation, or, you know, setting.
I thought one of the photos I had, you could see the flags, but I can share a site plan that I had.
Do we know what kind of trees were taken down?
There was some black walnuts taken down, I know that much. The other ones looked like they were maple, and I think a pine, Craig, you
There was
said?
yeah, there was a large pine tree that was pretty much dead. And some of those trees that, I don't know if, so there were some maples that were splitting there. All the trees were pretty damaged. And then a couple of the walnuts, the black walnuts were really just encased in these very large, I guess they were invasive vines, but like killing them, and they were growing very abnormally and bent over. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, there was a few different varieties.
And it looks like the trunk diameter, you had some big trees that you took
Mhm.
down.
That's correct.
So there would have been, you would have had more canopy cover. You've changed the light environment then. It looks like. Would that be fair to
So,
say?
So,
I think yes, a little bit, and then in some spots no, because yeah.
so,
So look, yes, it did. Yes, it did get altered. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
so over here, if you're seeing this plan that I brought up, this is his
Mhm.
property on Liberty Street. And this is the Liberty Street portion of the property right here. And none of this was really, even though there's wetlands over here, none of this was disturbed. There is,
So it was all, so which part was disturbed on this?
so this is all grass already. It's all lawn.
Hmm.
This over here is more of where the trees were removed from in here.
Okay.
And there is grass here. This is almost where, so behind the garage over here is where that kind of, I think there's a topo one. Hold on. It doesn't show the house on it. But over here is where the that berm is. There's that rock
Mm,
kind of berm in here in this area. Actually,
okay.
this one. It's kind of behind the garage, and the trees were all in here. It's hard to tell without the flags, if any were actually in the wetland. I know there's a lot around here,
Hmm.
some over here. There's a few back here. So quite a bit around the rock area. If I have those pictures.
Okay, but so they
Right,
couldn't
all over
delineate
here.
if,
See all these? Yeah, those are
yeah,
all
okay,
stumps.
okay, yeah. Um, but the wetlands aren't delineated, but they will be
There
delineated.
is a couple of flags. I thought I had some pictures from the Boston Post roadside. There was like one or two you could see, and like we were standing on the guardrail, like on Boston Post 2 weeks ago, looking, and we could see a remnants of one. But Todd will get out there and re-flag. He says there are no trees in the wetlands. I'm not going to know that until it's flagged. We're not going to know that for sure. But all
So,
this over here is all changing the kit, like all this,
yeah.
there's already grass. So I don't,
Uh-huh.
yes, he did open the canopy, but it was also,
So Todd Anderson is he's a soil scientist?
Todd Anderson said he could flag it, um, or have it flagged. I shouldn't say he's going to flag it. He's going to have it re-flagged,
Okay,
because
so a
he
soil
has it on
scientist,
his survey, so it
okay,
could be re-flagged. Yes.
okay,
But he couldn't get it done before, because he talked to me Friday. He just, I guess
okay,
Craig just recently reached out to him. So,
okay. So we're gonna get it reflagged. And you counted 22 trees. And I think the
yes,
letter you sent said, to pull the wood chips out
yes,
and
and
to get
they're
it
gone.
delineated. And
Yes.
then I guess we're back to what our what the next step is.
So
Like, is there restoration? Is there, what do we do?
do you want to, yes, do you want to see it? Do you want to see the property? You can uphold, add and or amend and add conditions, add additional, um, enforcement onto it.
So anybody have,
Does anybody want an environmental, specialist out there to see if there's anything that's, you know,
I'm happy to add some of those trees that you were mentioning in some of the other, I don't know if they're small tree, whatever type of trees they are, I am more than happy to add more appropriate or local trees.
well, yeah, so thank you, Mr. Schultz. I think so typically what we do in these cases is we need to figure out what happens next. Oftentimes, so what Maria was just saying is that we can add to the enforcement order. We might want to go see the site so we get a better sense of exactly what happened. Oftentimes, we come up with 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 the owner a restoration plan. Here's, you took this out and it was right next to the wetland, and now we need to fix it. Although, of course, fixing it is not really fixing, it's, kind of mitigating what happened. Can't put in, 30 or 40-year-old trees back. But, what we try to do in these instances is figure out what's best for the wetland, because that's kind of our purview, and kind of come up with a plan um, to 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 remediate what has happened. You said you bought this lot, so are you planning to develop it? What's
So here's, we are currently restoring like an 1850s house that is on Liberty Street. They're all kind of, they're all old. This one had vinyl siding, and so to answer your question, we wanted to restore this and make it fitting, like it's not modern, like a lot of these new houses. This lot came up for sale, and it's right in our back door, and we didn't want to have something like that happen. We wanted to get some control over this beautiful space we have here. So it would be nice if I could just leave it as a lot. We don't have that kind of money, but we thought in the future that maybe we could build a tasteful house, maybe for, I don't know, our daughter or ourselves or something down the road. But we would preserve the colonial type old feel of like the Madison that we like, we didn't want to have a big modern like house built in our backyard. So maybe someday, yes, it would be nice if we could build us a tasteful home there that would sit properly, that would feel right, to answer your question.
okay? Recognizing, of course, that there's a 100-foot review line, and I don't know how much of that lot is within the 100-foot review of a wetland. So I'm sure
Hold on,
Maria's been telling you
I'll
that
bring Jen up again.
that there's, anything within a 100-foot review comes before us. And so when people are building or proposing to build within the 100-foot review line, that goes before us. So it would,
Okay.
and of course, you're saying that's in the future. I'm going to flag for you that the wetland boundary, 100 feet from the wetland boundary, is a regulated activity area.
So the whole lot, which is right here,
Mm-hmm.
is either in wetland or a review area. This is the only part
Okay.
that's inside of it.
And that's not to say, so people do things in the regulated activity area.
Okay.
But it just, as you think towards the future, you would want to recognize that you would be putting a house and septic, looks like from what Maria's pulled up, you'd be putting a house and septic entirely within the 100-foot review area, which means it would come before us, and then we would ask lots of questions about all of that. And of course, you would probably have engineers and other people talking to you about what you do. And you'd have soil tested. That is
I
way
think
in the
you've had
future.
soil testing, haven't you, Craig?
So, yeah, as you're explaining the whole process, I'm learning a lot right now. I had reached out to Todd Anderson, who had originally done soil testing for the owner who we purchased it from. And I guess they did perk tests, if that's the right term.
Mhm.
And it passed. It was sandy soil, and it was on the, I'm going to call it the southwest side of the lot. And there was, so that was good reviews. And then I had a lengthy discussion with Todd, and he said, you know, the lot, it's a nice lot. You have sandy soil, and I think, and I'm not going to quote him exactly, but he said, I think, given that it's cut out, it's got the road frontage, you've got a spot for a good septic, that he didn't see it being a problem to put some type of house in there in the future. And that's not an exact quote from him. That pretty much is what I recall, because I was concerned. I said, you know, we're gonna spend this money, but I felt like we had to do it almost to protect to protect the neighborhood and protect like this little area right here with all these nice homes. But he kind of said, no, I think if you do it right and we work with the town and you go up and you come with a good proposal, I don't see why they wouldn't work with you. So that's about the best that I can repeat that conversation. So
Okay.
does that sound like I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not doing anything, but does that sound like there is a possibility in the future when all the smoke clears that we might be able to, so I come to you with a plan is that the idea? And then it goes in front of review and you guys discuss it
Yeah.
and that, okay.
And it looks like there's ledge maybe somewhere on
Yes,
there.
there is, yes.
So that's going to constrain you. We, you know, generally you can't build right up to the wetland boundary.
Okay,
We can propose it. We don't normally agree with that.
okay,
So, you know, you can work with Todd if that's who you're going to work with or whatever. But I guess I would advise that, and we'll go back and talk about this enforcement. I guess, but it's helpful for us to understand if you have intentions in the future as we go through what we're going to do with what happened already this last couple of weeks.
right,
Um, you know, but for you're going to want, you'll want to better understand the wetland regulations and the process and the constraints that this lot is going to have for any kind of building between the wetland and the ledge and the sandy soils in that corner. But that's, obviously that's down the line. You can think about that. But it's helpful, I think. I think it'd be helpful for you to just understand that moving forward.
all right,
But that takes us, and now I'll ask the commission. That takes us to what we have right now. So
yep,
so we have 22 trees out. We've got some wood chips, and I guess my first question would be: is this something we want to see? Can we drive by? And then the next step is: do we just like we did on Green Hill, we had the trees cut around the pond. We had this restoration plan in place. What do we think here?
I don't necessarily have to see it, but I think maybe getting a few more pictures of the area. And then, yeah, next time getting a restoration plan with native plantings, and preferably replacing species that were taken down. That's my thought.
Okay. Anyone else?
I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I could go by
Fine.
myself if Mr. Schultz would allow me to, which would be fine.
that's fine.
I'd like to go myself.
You guys like to schedule a time to stop by? We can We can do that. I can meet you over here. I'm pretty flexible.
Well, we typically try to go Saturday mornings.
Okay.
But there's
But,
no,
but yeah, Maria, I don't know where we at.
um. From now before the next meeting? No, there's no,
No,
I mean, there's Thanksgiving weekend, so that's one.
No, that's not
So-
gonna happen, I don't think.
okay, so not this
So the
Saturday.
15th is no good, and I feel like the 22nd is not either for me. I don't think I'm around any Saturday.
Okay.
But maybe the 22nd? I mean, you can originally, not that I tell anybody to walk on Boston Post Road. But originally what I did was I parked at the water, the lab there, walked across the street and looked.
Guys, no need to, you don't have to try to do that. I'm here on Saturdays. If either one of the gentlemen that wanted, that's not a problem. I'm flexible.
So you don't think the 22nd works?
I
No.
don't think I'm available. I
Does
mean,
that work?
if you wanted to stagger like within an hour, of, something like pick a time and drop in between, or something like that. It depends on who wants to go see it.
Well,
Joe,
if we're
did you
gonna
want to go see it?
Definitely seeing it would be good. I'm pretty good at drive-bys and getting a lay of the land. The pictures were very helpful.
It
I
does
would-
sit a little lower than the road. It is, if somebody was on a constraint on time, you can see it pretty clearly from the
Especially now.
road. Yeah, the leaves are down, but again, if there's a Saturday you guys want to come by, I'm flexible. So either whatever you prefer.
Well, if Lee and Steve want to go, I would be totally up for the 22nd sometime before 9:30. I have to.
22nd works for me, if we all want to go together. Steve?
Oh, right now, the 22nd works.
I have
Nothing's
nothing
on my
going on.
calendar.
Okay, and Autumn, would you want to go?
I'll probably have to skip. Saturday mornings are tough these days.
Yeah, I bet. But anytime you want to bring anybody else with you, that would be totally fine. Although I can appreciate you might want to just go off on your own. Well, Maria, if you want to do a stagger time or whatever, I think I would like to go, and I could go on the 22nd. And it looks like
I will email you. It's either gonna have to be a walk or
just a drive, or just a okay.
or just you drive by. I don't think I can. If all of you or a majority of you want to go,
Right.
it's
I
gonna
know.
have to be a
Yeah.
walk.
Okay. Or could we say that we want to do it on our own on the 22nd? Because I don't think, or yeah.
I mean, it would have to be at 8 a.m. Could be 8
That's
a.m.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Well, it's fine with me.
8 a.m.
Seven.
is fine for me as well.
8 a.m. on the 22nd. Okay.
Okay,
And is there going to be any amendments to the
To your letter? Is that what you're asking?
yes. Are you correct doing an amended corrective, or you want him to get
Well,
so
do we have to do it before we see the site? Or
you can uphold for now.
Okay,
We can correct it, or we can add the walk on there. And then see if
and
about
then,
adding a correction of action of a restoration plan after. Yeah,
yes, yes, and it would be good to have it flagged if it's possible before the 22nd. That would be super helpful.
I think we can get it flagged. It sounded like, I'm gonna call Todd. I know he's very busy, but I don't know if he does it or he has a subcontractor, but I'll work on that tomorrow. Start calling him and try to get it done before then. That would be helpful. I know you want to see those before
Yeah,
the
it'd be
walk.
helpful to see the flags and then what was taken out, and that helps us kind of think about the next
Okay.
phase. Okay, well, if that's okay with you, then we will be there 8 a.m. on the 22nd.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. And I know,
before do you want to make a motion right now to uphold?
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
I make a move that we uphold the enforcement on 39 Liberty Street. Add that we're gonna, and that we'll walk the site, or just
Okay.
uphold. Okay, so that's a motion.
Second,
All right. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Say aye.
I,
Raise your hand. You guys still hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Not as well for some reason. I don't know what's going on with your connection.
Okay.
That's better.
Yep, my AirPods just died.
Oh.
That's what happened.
That would explain it, I guess.
That would explain. They died on me. All right, so our next enforcement is 131 Twin Bridge Road. This is an ongoing.
Yep, this is the you know what? Let me take a look and see. We gave him how long?
Yeah, I thought it
So it was in September,
right.
so he has next month. He should do
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we gave him 3 months.
Right. Okay.
So we just upheld and we gave him to see him back in 3 months. And if you want to hold on a second. Take a sneaky peek. They filed a septic plan review in October 28th. They filed a septic plan review. So it sounds like he's moving along. And when we talk about it in December, I will reach out to him to see if he's, at what point, if he's ready over this month to end up submitting to us or not. Just remind him, that he's got to come back, and either we have to decide what we're gonna.
Okay. All right.
I
So
think it took longer than he expected to get the septic plan review filed, so.
all right. Well, then we'll know more next month.
Yep.
Okay, great. So approval of the minutes. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look them over. Are those the last minutes that I think it's gonna do for us?
So I don't know. She said
Bad?
she would still do the minutes. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna end up getting too much with her
Okay.
job, but we'll see.
Well, I
They're
didn't,
excellent. She's done a great job.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
there was no major anything.
I didn't see
Yeah.
anything either.
Anybody else comments on the minutes? No?
I move we approve the minutes of the October 6th, 2025 meeting.
I second.
oh, you can
I'll
second.
second. We can all
Joe
second.
seconds.
All right.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes, raise your hand, say aye.
I,
Oh, any abstaining? Okay, great. So next is approval of the 2026 meeting calendar. So this is just let's see, it's the first Mondays
I
except
didn't look at it yet. Hold on.
yeah, except like it looks like April 13th is maybe Easter's in there. I don't know. I don't know what. And then September.
That's far. Why is that? That's weird. Actually,
Yeah, I don't understand the April.
What?
So it has April 13th instead of
so it's March 2nd. And then
maybe that's a typo.
Well, it's
why
got-
not? What
got an
happened to
asterisk.
April 6th? Denotes it should be April 6th. May 4th. June 1st. July 6th. Oh, that works out. It's not later because of 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's April 6th is the day after Easter. Maybe that's why they did that.
Why? We're not closed.
Yeah, I know, but
It's not,
It's not-
it's not a,
not a
official
holiday.
Connecticut holiday.
National IPA Day.
That's fine.
Um,
And September 14th, so August 3rd. So the 7th must be Labor Day,
yeah.
right.
which that makes sense. And then October 5th, November 2nd, December 7th, and then we did January 4th. That all makes sense. Do you want to hold and I can ask why? I did not create the calendars and bad because I didn't look at it. Or
When's Passover? Could Passover be?
That's
That's-
I don't,
That's around Easter, but I think it's worth checking anyway.
yeah, I would check because that's just weird to
I
have.
wonder, hold on, I'll Google. I don't, again, if it is that's out of
It's April
courtesy
1
because we
to
are not
April 9.
closed on
Yep.
April 1st through
Okay,
April 9th.
April 9th.
Is it
But-
for Passover? Maybe it's for
Yeah.
Passover.
Yeah.
I could check though. April 1st through April 9th is Passover in 2026.
So maybe it's Passover. Well, that's fine. I mean, but yeah, maybe check just to make sure.
Okay,
We can approve it next month as well.
yes.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Remarks. Well, I emailed. So Steve, I didn't email you because your term is up, but I emailed Anna and Joe because their terms are coming up, and I'm just flagging that I hope they will re-up in for another term. And also, it turns out there's which is great.
Good.
There's a term limit for chairs. You can only do so many consecutive chair the commission.
Oh, she's freezing up. Oh, you're freezing up.
At my limit after December. Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so you will have you all can draw the short straw or the long straw in we can do that next month and figure out who's going to take over. Did I freeze up again?
No,
you're-
no, we're all
Elections.
thinking.
Oh, okay.
The
I'm like,
elections in
I think
December.
we need to go to the Board of Selectmen and remove the term limits.
Yeah, put it on the ballot tomorrow.
Oh, too late.
well,
And write it in.
I mean, yeah, still going to be here chatting away. So anyway, that is something to think about. So I wanted to flag that now, so it's not a giant shock next month. So Maria, do you have any comments?
No, outside of the online, yeah, portal thing. So, next month, the applications outside of, well, actually, I think 38 Opening Hill, we put everything in. We backdated all the applications, which this was fun, that we've got from January until we went live. So the numbers would be correct. So yeah, which that was a fun day. So, from P and Z, ZBA, IWA, so 38 Opening Hill Road will be in there. So next month you will see different, it'll link you somewhere different.
Okay.
Yay! So Aaron was going to do a like a tutorial, like a cut and paste kind of like you'll see this, then you'll see this, to send out to everybody. It shouldn't be, if any of you are familiar with the online permitting system, it won't be too hard to navigate. You are more than welcome to check it out now. Anybody can go on it through the building department, through our department, register yourself, poke around on your own property. You could search your own property just to familiarize yourself with it. But next month's agenda I'm pretty sure will be linked to that portal.
Okay.
I can give you I don't know why I'm like babbling about it. I can just kind of show you quickly here. So this is my online portal. And you'll come up to a page that'll look something similar to this. It'll have the description of what the project is, and then a link to the attachments.
Okay.
So it's going to look something along those lines. This is your public view may be a little different than mine.
Okay.
How do we get to it again, Maria? I'm sorry, I daydreamed for just a little bit.
It'll link you to it. So instead of linking, when you press the link to the agenda,
Yeah.
which I think there was one thing, I don't know if it was switched or not. Something may have taken you. I thought that Aaron said something was linked to there for this meeting, and the rest were in the old document center.
But you said we can just go out to the town website and look at the
Yeah.
permitting site and set
Yep.
up to mess around with it.
Yep, you can go to the town website. If you go on the inland wetland page or the planning and zoning page, it'll say you can now view our online permitting system, and it'll take you there.
Okay.
I guess she doesn't have it. It was all linked. Yeah. Aaron must have changed it because I think there was one that was linked. Oh, here it is. So when you, this is the wetlands. Did anybody click on this link? Because the section 13 was linked to the online portal. So if you clicked on the link from the agenda, it took you to,
Okay.
hold on, my thing is bopping around here.
Yeah, that worked.
And then it'll say what it is. So this is what it'll look like. The DEP reporting.
Okay.
And then you
Alright.
go to the files. And then you click on the highlighted, the blue portion, and it'll download. And it'll give you the plan.
All right.
And I don't know what just happened.
Okay. Well, fun.
Okay. Fun. Yes. But Aaron was going to do a tutorial, a step by step. And if you have any, any questions, you can always email and say, help, I can't understand this. So that's all I have.
All right. Any other things? Anybody else have anything? All right. I'll take our last motion of the evening.
I move we adjourn tonight's meeting.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right.
This is Joe.
Okay. We're gonna.
Aye.
All right. We're adjourning at 8:53 p.m.
Thank you.
Great
Excellent.
to see you guys. See you
See you in
on the
December.
22nd.
Good night.
22nd.
Bye, everybody.